Hey guys, happy Tuesday. So, I want to put a reminder out because things are very different now. I know. We will still have our Women in the Word meeting tonight, but it will be live. So, live streaming, I suppose. We will not actually meet face to face in person because we are respecting the requests of our government, but we will do live stream. So it will be 7:30 tonight on the ministry page. I will go live on Nancy J Ministries on Facebook, and that'll be our Women in the Word for the month of April. So if you are not local and you've always wanted to join, this is a great time. And if you are local and you haven't had a chance to join us, this is a great time for you to join us too. So right from your living room, right from your, couch, bed, chair, whatever, outside, just join us and be with us tonight as we break open the Word and just dig in together. Okay, enough about that. Now, picking back up where we left off yesterday, as your days, so shall your strength be. And I love in the Amplified Version, it includes rest and security. Isn't that wonderful? As your days, so shall your strength, rest, and security be. Now I want to dig into this just a little bit. In the lexicons, Strong's has this word that is used, strength. It says that it's very closely related to a word that means to move gently, to glide, or to glide over. And I see that almost as ease. And you think about peace. My husband grew up on the water. I mean, they were water skiing and wakeboarding all the time. And he talks about, and even at White Lake, we went to White Lake a lot as children. And that first early in the morning calm, or the very late in the evening, right before the sun goes down, calm. And the water looks like sheer glass on top. There's not a ripple, there's not a wave. The wind is calm. And if you time it right, you could be the only one skiing or wakeboarding or whatever, being out on that water. And how smooth of a ride it is. And that you just glide over. Well, that's the image that I see when I read this and thinking about, as your days, so shall your strength be, so shall your rest be. Rest is also part of the definition here. And the Amplified includes security. So shall your security be. You're not being stuck. You're not being caught up. And if we look back at the analogy of the water skier, you're not being beat to death by the wind and waves. You have the strength, you have the ease, stamina, the pull, the force, the security, the rest to glide over where you are. Here's another interesting note that the lexicon says. It says, as thy life endures, so long shall thy condition of rest continue, thy prosperity. Oh, I love that so. I love that so. And prosperity, that's what we've read in this Psalm 1:3. Remember? And he shall be like a tree, firmly planted and tended by the streams of water, ready to bring forth its fruit in its season. Its leaf also shall not fade or wither, and everything he does shall prosper and come to maturity. Prosper. As your days, so shall your prosperity be. And that really is the promise of the Lord for his children. You go back and you read in the Old Testament and how the children of Israel prospered, how Abraham prospered, so much so, and he trusted the promise of God so much that when Abimelech came and offered him riches, he said, I'll not even take a shoelace from you, lest it be said that you made Abram rich, knowing all the while that God had promised him more than he could ever imagine. So, as your days, so shall your strength, rest, security, and prosperity be. Again, I love the image of the skier moving and gliding gently across. Now, as rest is part of this word strength, as your days, so shall your rest be. In Hebrews 4, starting at verse 9 and 10, I do want to read that because most of you probably already know that starts out with, there remains a rest for the people of God. So let's go there. Hebrews chapter 4. I know we're a little over today, but I hate to rush the word when we really get going. Hebrews 4, 9 and 10. There remains therefore a rest to the people of God. For he who has once entered God's rest also has ceased from the weariness and pains of human labors, just as God rested from those labors peculiarly known to him. Let us therefore be zealous and exert ourselves and strive diligently to enter into that rest of God, to know and experience it for ourselves, that no one may fall or perish by the same kind of unbelief and disobedience into which those in the wilderness fell. You remember the children of Israel coming out of Egypt. They just could not trust God. After seeing all the signs and all the wonders and all the plagues that he spared them from in Egypt, they could not bring themselves to believe that he had given them the promised land. And that's why it says who they would fall or perish by the same kind of unbelief and disobedience. You know, that's where our battle lies mostly, and we'll talk about that in the coming days, is, do we really trust him? Do we really believe that he will do what he said he would do? So I'm going to speak over you one time today as we close. As your days, so shall your strength, security, rest, and prosperity be. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.